Glad you liked it. Now go out there and crush it. Need another speech? More fire? Let's go. Let's get one thing straight. Excuses are the number one thing holding you back. Not your past, not other people, not bad luck. Excuses. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I don't have enough time. I don't have the right resources. I'm too tired. It's not the right moment. Sound familiar? Here's the harsh truth. There will never be a perfect moment. There will always be distractions, obstacles, and reasons to quit. But the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck is simple. One takes action, the other makes excuses. Think about it. There are people who started with nothing. No money, no connections, no advantages. Yet they made it happen. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They didn't sit around hoping for someone to hand them an opportunity. They created their own success. Now let's talk about the time excuse. I don't have time. Oh, really? But you have time to scroll social media for hours? You have time to binge watch shows? You have time to sleep in and procrastinate? The truth is, it's not about having time, it's about making time. If something is important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. And let's be real. Excuses might make you feel better in the moment, but they don't change your situation. They don't help you grow. They don't bring you success. They just keep you stuck exactly where you are. If you keep telling yourself, I can't, then guess what? You never will. But imagine what happens when you stop making excuses. Imagine waking up and saying, no more waiting, no more hesitating. I'm doing this now. Imagine the progress you could make if you just went for it, no matter what. And here's the best part. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to start. Because excuses will always be there, but opportunities, they won't wait forever. Let's get one thing straight. Failure is not the end. In fact, failure is the best teacher you'll ever have. Every setback, every mistake, every rejection is just a test, and you have two choices. Stay down or get back up stronger than ever. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they never failed? Do you think they never faced rejection, humiliation, and moments where everything seemed impossible? Of course they did. But here's what separates them from the ones who quit. They turned their setbacks into comebacks. Every single time they got knocked down, they learned something. Instead of crying about what went wrong, they studied it, improved, and came back even stronger. Because failure is only failure if you stop. Otherwise, it's just part of the process. But most people don't see it that way. Most people fail once and give up. They hear no one time and walk away. They let one bad experience convince them they'll never make it. They take a loss, and instead of learning from it, they let it define them. But that's not you. You have to stop seeing setbacks as signs to quit and start seeing them as stepping stones. Every time something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? What adjustments do I need to make? Because guess what? The comeback is always bigger than the setback. The greatest stories of success are built on failure. The best athletes lost games before they won championships. The best entrepreneurs went broke before they became millionaires. The best artists were rejected before they became legends. But they didn't let failure stop them. They took every setback, every obstacle, every loss, and they used it as fuel. Think about that for a second. What if every time you failed, you got better instead of bitter? What if instead of complaining, you started adapting? Instead of quitting, you started pushing harder? Imagine if every setback in your life wasn't something to be ashamed of, but something to be proud of. Proof that you're out there trying, growing, and refusing to give up. Because here's the truth. Setbacks are temporary. Quitting is permanent. Let's cut to the chase. If you're waiting for someone to come fix your life, you're wasting time. Nobody's coming. Nobody's going to magically show up and hand you success. Nobody's going to do the hard work for you. It's all on you. And that's not a bad thing. It's the best thing. Because the moment you stop waiting and start taking responsibility, everything changes. You stop depending on luck, handouts, or the approval of others. You stop blaming your circumstances, you stop making excuses, and you start doing what needs to be done. But here's the problem. Most people don't want to hear this. They'd rather believe that their situation is someone else's fault. They'd rather believe they're stuck because of their past, because of what someone did to them, because of bad luck. It's easier to believe that success is out of their control than to admit they just haven't taken action. But let's be real. How long are you going to wait? How long are you going to keep saying, one day I'll do it? How long are you going to sit there scrolling through social media, watching other people chase their dreams while you sit on the sidelines? Because here's the truth. Nobody is stopping you but you. Think about it. Every successful person had reasons to quit. Every winner had excuses they could have used. But instead of waiting for help, instead of sitting around hoping for an easy way out, they decided to take action. They took control. And that's exactly what you need to do. Nobody is going to wake you up early and force you to chase your goals. Nobody is going to grab your hand and lead you to success. If you don't do it, nobody will. And yeah, maybe life's been unfair to you. Maybe you've been through things that weren't your fault. Maybe you didn't have the best start. But guess what? That doesn't change the fact that it's still your responsibility to change your future. It doesn't matter if you had a rough childhood. It doesn't matter if you've been knocked down. It doesn't matter if people have doubted you, left you, or given up on you. The only thing that matters is what you do next. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your excuses. The world doesn't owe you anything. If you want success, you have to take it. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop expecting someone to come fix everything for you. Stand up. Take control. Do the work. Because the second you realize that no one's coming to save you is the same second you realize that you don't need saving. You just need to start. I need you to understand something. Your best life isn't behind you. It's not in the past. It's not something you missed out on. It's not something you lost because of a mistake. Your best life is ahead, but you'll never reach it if you keep looking back. Too many people live their lives in reverse. They obsess over past failures, past heartbreaks, past missed opportunities. They replay old memories like a broken record, convincing themselves that their best days are over. Right? That's a lie. Your future is not written. Your story is not over. Everything can change, but only if you stop clinging to the past and start moving forward. Think about this. If you're driving a car, where do you spend most of your time looking? At the windshield, right? Because that's where you're going. You glance at the rearview mirror, but you don't stare at it the whole time, because if you did, you'd crash. Life works the same way. If you're constantly focused on what's behind you, your mistakes, your regrets, your failures, you'll never see the opportunities right in front of you. You'll never move forward. And I get it. Maybe life hasn't been fair to you. Maybe you've been through things that hurt. Maybe you've tried and failed so many times that it feels pointless to keep going. But let me ask you this. Why are you letting the past define your future? Who told you that your best moments are over? Who decided that you don't get another shot? Because that's not true. Your best days are not in some old memory. They're not in some what-if scenario. They're waiting for you to create them. But here's the catch. You have to believe it first. If you keep telling yourself it's too late for me, then guess what? It will be. If you keep saying, I already missed my chance, then you'll never see the new ones right in front of you. But the second you start believing that your best life is ahead, everything shifts. You stop feeling sorry for yourself. You stop making excuses. You stop letting the past control you. And instead, you start building the future you actually want. Because the truth is, there's so much more waiting for you. More experiences, more wins, more opportunities, more happiness. But you have to move forward to get there. You can't change what happened yesterday, but you can change what happens today. You can't rewrite your past, but you can create a future so incredible that the past doesn't even matter anymore. So stop looking back, stop doubting, stop thinking you've already seen the best life has to offer, because trust me, you haven't even scratched the surface of what's possible.